to fight and hang in there for the D-backs. And they mentioned on that broadcast that I got off of YouTube and played for you, Duplantier, the rookie pitcher. Well, let's look at him. He pitched 5 innings yesterday, okay? Only gave up 3 hits to that potent Dodger lineup. 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. 7 strikeouts in 5 innings. Keep your eyes on Duplantier for Arizona. He now has a 3.27 ERA. Tell you what was so impressive yesterday, 6 innings of shutout baseball by the bullpen. Only 4 hits in 6 innings against that vaunted Dodger offense. Escobar tripled yesterday. And what about Jared Dyson on that team? He went 2 for 5 yesterday, had an RBI, stolen base for Nick Ahmed. There are some role players on that team if you are in a fantasy league where you have a vacancy. If I had a vacancy and I needed a backup outfielder, a guy who could steal some bases, I know he doesn't play every day, but he's on the strong side of a platoon. Jared Dyson is certainly one of those guys that you can keep your eye on if you need to add players going forward. And, injuries happen, right? And so he's probably available in a lot of leagues, and if he's available in your league, certainly someone that you may want to look at. Let's go to the American League. Oh, man. What action last night. First of all, the Yankees lead the American League East. Well, they've been in first place for a while now. They're 38-22. Okay? But the Yankees have lost 3 in a row. And last night, with 1 out in the 8th, Zach Britton on the mound, the Yankees winning 7-6. Pretty good situation, right? You love that Yankee bullpen, okay? The Rays have 2 men on. It's a 1-1 pitch, and up steps a rookie. Well, his name is Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
1-1 is Jack. Deep left center field. There it goes, and the Blue Jays take the lead. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. announces his presence to the Bronx Bombers.
Did he ever announce his presence to the Bronx Bombers? What started as a Yankee 7-6 lead turned into a Blue Jay 9-7 win, or 9-7 lead. The Jays go on to win 11-7, tacking on 2 more against Dylan Cease. So now the Yankees have lost 3 in a row. Tight division. The Rays, now they win in Detroit yesterday over the Tigers 4-0. Charlie Morton throwing a gem. And the Rays now are only 1.5 games behind the Yankees, only 1 in the loss column. And then there's always, the Boston Red Sox. And, Boston, World Series champ, they're 6.5 games out. They win in Kansas City last night 8-0. I wonder how that happened.
He struck him out. He's done that twice this season. 9 pitches, all strikes in an inning. An immaculate inning once again for Chris Sale. And a 2-2. Swing and a miss. That was practically in the mitt. It was a slider. And a fly ball to Benintendi, and he's got it. And Chris Sale with a masterpiece tonight. The Red Sox win it 8-0. He goes all the way, a complete game 3-hit shutout.
Is Sale not just incredible? Okay, so we talked about Chris Sale early in the year. I want to talk about him some right now. Let's look at some previous games. Sale starts the year, and there's really a cutoff line. Okay, the cutoff line is the 1st of May. If you look at Sale's numbers, he's at 2-7, a 3.84 ERA, and a 1 WHIP. That's average, below average. Okay, now he's got 110 strikeouts. But if you look at the games he pitched, he had 6 starts prior to May 1st. Okay, let's go through those. On March 28th at Seattle, 3 innings, 7 earned runs. April 2nd at Oakland, he did pitch fairly well, 6 innings, only 1 earned run, but only 1 strikeout. Very much not Chris Sale-ish. On April 9th in Toronto, 4 innings, 5 earned runs. April 16th in the Yankee Stadium, 5 innings, 4 earned runs. April 23rd, Detroit, 5 innings, 2 earned runs. April 28th, home against Tampa Bay, 7 innings, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Okay, that's sort of the turning point. Since then, I want to give you his strikeout totals since May 3rd. He's had, 8 starts since then. Okay, ready? 8 strikeouts, 10 strikeouts, 14 strikeouts, 17 strikeouts, 10 strikeouts. Against Houston on the 24th, only 6 innings pitched and 5 Ks. On the 31st, back in form against the Yankees, 10 strikeouts. And then last night against Kansas City, a 9-inning shutout where he only allowed 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 12 strikeouts. Wow, he was electric. 14 swinging strikes. It was his first complete game shutout of the season. He had an immaculate 8th inning. And if those of you who don't know what that means, I will briefly define it. 3 outs in an inning. He threw 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts. 1, 2, 3 to the first, 1, 2, 3 to the second, 1, 2, 3 to the third. And you have yourself an immaculate inning, Mr. Sale, in the 8th inning last night against Kansas City on the road. Okay? Wow. He makes his next start this coming Monday at Fenway Park. So, if you are a Chris Sale owner, that means next week you have Sale for 2 starts. Now, I talked about Sale at the beginning of the year. You remember, I was down on him. And then all of a sudden I thought, there's got to be a reason why the Red Sox would go out and sign him to a long-term contract. Right? Okay, there was a reason. It's because he's awesome. He's absolutely great. And I made a trade for him. I traded Manny Machado for him in a league. And not that I'm knocking Manny Machado, but I had an excess of shortstops and third basemen. I didn't have an excess of Chris Sales. Now, can you do that today? Could you trade Manny Machado if you own Machado and obtain Chris Sale today? I doubt it. I doubt it. And so what we try to do on this show, forward think. Look at what is available, how it might affect you, okay? Last night, I got a text from a very good friend. I'll let you figure out who it is. And he sends me this text, and it says, would you trade Contreras, the Cubs catcher, for David Dahl? Follows that up by saying, I have Chirinos for Houston. My response, I'd pull that trigger. I'm high on Chirinos. I'm high on David Dahl. Sure, Wilson Contreras is a great catcher, but if you've got a Chirinos, why not go get a Dahl? Think about when the air warms up in Colorado this summer and the balls start to fly. Okay? It's going to be, could be, a great summer in Colorado. So, I'm saying, look at players, Sale's an example, forecast ahead. Do you think a player's going to get better? Do you think a player's going to regress? If he is, trade him while he's hot. I heard Lenny say this morning, is it a good time to trade Josh Bell? It may well be, because Josh Bell's value to this point in the season really couldn't be any higher. Now, do you want to trade him if you own him? I don't know that. But if you're interested in trading him, now would be a great time to do it. So, let's move on. Toronto 15.5 out. Baltimore 19.5 out. In the Central, well, the Twins were playing the Cleveland Indians, and I said yesterday these were games that Cleveland, well, they had to win, okay? And so going into the game last night, Minnesota, Cleveland wins 9-7. Wow. Got some bad news yesterday for Cleveland. A starting pitcher goes out. Carrasco, a blood disorder. How long is he out? No one knows. And in that game last night, let me just tell you, Minnesota led 5-1 going into the bottom of the third. The Cleveland scored 2 in the bottom of the third, 2 in the bottom of the fifth, 3 in the bottom of the seventh, 1 in the bottom of the eighth. Luplow, a big hit. He had 3 hits, 3 RBIs in the game for Cleveland. Lindor continues his hot hitting, 2 for 4. He had a home run, his 11th. Roberto Perez homered for the second night in a row. I already told you Luplow homered. 2 homers off Parker. Luplow 3 for 5. Jose Ramirez now hitting .207, but he was 2 for 4 last night. Clippard started the game. They had a bullpen game last night. Clippard went an inning and a third. Olsen an inning and a third. Goody 2 innings. Cole inning and third. I mean, it was a bullpen game. Hand does get his 18th save. But the Indians went on a night where they were certainly depleted pitching-wise, having heard the bad news about Carlos Carrasco being out indefinitely with a blood disorder, and yet they come back and win. That's a huge win for Cleveland. They're 9.5 out. These are, I told you yesterday, these games against Minnesota are playoff games. Now they play again today. So we'll keep our eye on that game. The White Sox 11.5 out. They lost to Washington. We've already talked about that. Detroit 16 out in Kansas City, 21.5 out. Houston, can I yawn again? Houston. But they lose last night. They're up by 9 games in the American League West, but last night they are absolutely torched by the Mariners. 14-1. Malik Smith 3 for 5. Kyle Seager 2 for 3. Domingo Santana 2 for 5. Shed Long 2 for 5. Pitching last night, look here. Who'd have thunk? Mike Leake, 9 innings, complete game, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. What a game for Mike Leake against that Astros. And I'm telling you, this is where the Astros miss Altuve. They miss Correa. They're missing Springer. What did their replacements do last night? Let's take a look. Fisher, 0 for 4 from the leadoff spot. Are they ever going to get rid of White? Are you kidding me? He's still starting at first base. And actually, he pitched 2/3 of an inning last night. And that didn't work any better than his hitting, I'm telling you. It didn't. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, an earned run. He has now an ERA of 5.40. White, you're not a pitcher, and guess what else? You're not much of a hitter either, okay? Marisnik 0 for 4. Straw 0 for 3. I'm telling you, when are we going to hear the knock on the door for Jordan Alvarez? Houston, earth to Houston, wake up. You got a guy who can play first base, who can slug a ton, and you're leaving him at AAA? While Fisher's 0 for 4 and White's 0 for 3, now hitting a robust 205? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. But that's what you got. And so they now lead after losing last night by 9 games over second place Texas. Do you remember just a night ago? Let's see. Tuesday night. The Orioles beat the Rangers in Arlington 12-11. I played a clip from that game yesterday. Their catcher hit 3 home runs. It was an offensive explosion. And we expected a lot of that again last night, right? No. Didn't happen at all. Texas wins 2-1 in 12 innings last night against the Orioles. And Delano DeShields Jr. was a big part of it.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat to Delano. And he hits it up the middle. That is a base hit. Here comes Kiner Falefa. Kiner's going to score, and the Rangers win it. A 12th inning single by DeShields, and the Rangers walk it off 2-1. How about that night for Delano DeShields, a 4-hit night, including the game winner? Good to see from Delano. Back-to-back nights for him, back-to-back starts after coming up from the minor leagues, and couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And of course, he was disappointed when he went down, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's over with, and the Rangers asked him to work on some things. He is getting it done. What a big night for him. Really, both of these nights. It's just the 3rd time in Delano's career in which he's had 4 hits. There's the breaking ball. Remember, he fouled off that pitch before. This is another pretty good one from Paul Fry, but it's a hard ground ball up the middle, and you can see a reaction early on from Delano. No chance for a play at home plate. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the pinch runner. Both benches empty. And work from the bullpens tonight as well, and it turns into a victory, a 2-1 victory for the Texas Rangers when it's all said and done.
So when it's all said and done, you got to look at Delano DeShields.